So welcome to the February 2018 commencement. Congratulations to all of you on your hard work these past years. As to your parents, families, and friends here, thank you for supporting our graduates. There are two notes before we begin the ceremony. First, please silence all cell phones. Secondly, please stay seated for the entire duration of the ceremony and avoid disrupting your fellow guests, as a sign of respect to the students graduating here today. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the ceremony. مرحباً بكم في حفل التخرج النصف السنوي للجامعة. نهنئكم جميعاً على العمل المضني الذي بذلتموه طوال السنوات الماضية. ونتوجه بجزيل الشكر للآباء والعائلات والأصدقاء على الدعم الذي قدموه لهؤلاء الخريجين. قبل بدء مراسم الحفل، نرجو من سيادتكم إغلاق هواتفكم المحمولة والبقاء في مقاعدكم حتى نهاية الحفل كي نتمكن من الاستمتاع بالاحتفال معا. نتوجه لكم بجزيل الشكر ونأمل أن تستمتعوا بالحفل. I'm now pleased to welcome President Francis Ricciardoni to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Sha'rawi. Sadat wa Sada, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues from the faculty and the university leadership, dear parents and friends of the graduates, what a very special pleasure it is to be with you all today on this milestone in the lives of our graduating students. Welcome to the February 2018 commencement ceremonies. We have very much to celebrate today and many people to honor, not least you, our graduating seniors. And in due time, we will introduce each of you. But I should begin with our stage party, without whom none of us would be here this evening. These are the people who work, often behind the scenes, to make this university the extraordinary place that it is. The people who lead teams of thousands of people to make this a safe, secure, inviting, challenging, nurturing, and exciting place to live, work, teach, and learn. I would like to recognize the university's leadership and faculty present with us today. I will ask you to stand and be recognized, and I'd ask the audience, please hold your applause until the last name is read. And beginning with our university cabinet, our provost, Dr. Ihab Abdurrahman, Dr. Ashraf Hatem, our university counselor, who is participating in his first graduation ceremony in this capacity, Amr Sha'rawi, Grand Marshal of our ceremony today, Chair of our University Senate. I join all present in thanking you, dear colleagues. Let me now also recognize our deans. Gentlemen, you may be seated. The deans who play vitally important leadership roles under the provost in our academic programs and in supervising our services to our students. And again, I might ask that you please hold your applause until all the deans are standing. Interim Dean of the Undergraduate Studies and Academy of Liberal Arts, Ghada El-Shimi. Dean Nabil Fahmy, the School of Global Affairs and Public Policy. Robert Switzer, Interim Dean of the Humanities and Social Sciences. Hassan Al-Fawel, Sciences and Engineering. Ahmed Abdelmegid, Associate Dean of the School of Business. Shahira El-Sawi, Dean of Library and Learning Technologies. George Markey, Dean of Students. Deans, thank you for your service. Let me also introduce the distinguished faculty members who have taught, advised, and counseled and guided our graduates. AUC is blessed with a diverse, dedicated, and talented faculty of international reputation, deeply committed to teaching, research, and learning. I ask the faculty to rise so that we can recognize you as a group and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I should note that we're fortunate to have among us on campus here, arriving today for their annual meeting, our trustees. I know when I was a student, I had scant appreciation for what that means and what they do. Our trustees serve without pay, without recognition, without any compensation of any kind other than the moral satisfaction of guiding and supervising and contributing not only their time but often their personal resources to making AUC possible. And I think among us this evening is one of our newest trustees, sitting in the audience by choice so he could experience what the students and the parents are experiencing, Dr. Tariq Masood of Harvard University. So we'd like to thank our trustees. So today we rejoice in the accomplishments of all of our graduates. The faculty has approved each and every one of them for the awarding of their degrees. Each has completed the demanding requirements in their respective curricula. We offer special recognition, however, to those who have demonstrated particular achievement. 84 students are graduating with honors, cum laude. May I ask you, cum laude students, to stand for recognition. Okay, you may be seated. We also have 79 students who are graduating with high honors, magna cum laude. Kindly stand for recognition. Congratulations. Please be seated. And 65 students are graduating with the highest honors, summa cum laude. Please stand. Thank you very much. At AUC, we try to nurture and inculcate a spirit of service and of giving forward, not just giving back, but giving forward. So there's one more group of students we'd like to recognize this year. This year, 138 students of the graduating class, about 27% of the graduating class, participated in the Give 18 campaign. I'd like to call upon those students wearing the senior class gift cord to stand for recognition, and would like to thank you for giving back to your alma mater. Thank you. Finally, I'd like to recognize the families who have supported our students in so many ways to help you reach this great day. Parents of the graduates, would you please stand and let us applaud you for your role. Thank you very much. It is a tradition in American higher education to invite individuals of particular vision and achievement to speak with our graduating students at this first great milestone in your adult lives. We honor such distinguished individuals in order to uphold their example as worthy of emulation. Their role at this culminating moment of the AUC experience for our graduating students is to inspire our graduates, likewise to aspire to the greatest heights of accomplishment and service to others. Today, I'm especially honored and delighted to introduce as our speaker one of the most eminent Egyptians of the world's both of private enterprise and of civic service, Engineer Naguib Sawiris, the chairman of Orascom TMT Investments. I've had the personal privilege of knowing Naguib Sawiris and his family for a little over a decade. And I know that Naguib Sawiris would be the first to credit his remarkable parents, Onsi and Yusriya Sawiris, as inspiring in him and in his equally accomplished brothers, Sameh and Nasif, their deep faith, their love of this country, Egypt, and their moral values, including commitment to the service of others. Mr. Sawiris accepts no excuses for mediocrity. He has demonstrated an unerring instinct and relentless ambition to achieve at the best world standards in all that he undertakes. Through his leadership in a wide range of business ventures and civic engagements, Naguib Sawiris has established himself both nationally and globally as a public figure of extraordinary impact, not least on Egypt's economic and social development. His company is not only Egypt's largest private sector employer, but also one of its most desirable and exemplary employers. Most Egyptians and many foreigners know Mr. Sawiris as the founder of Orascom Telecom Holding and the dynamic builder of its amazing growth. He led Orascom to become the region's leading telecom services provider, and as it merged and grew, it became the world's sixth largest mobile telecommunications provider, serving some 181 million customers and operating in 20 countries. Orascom's wide-ranging impact in Egyptian national development is evident also in its establishment of services in the railway, information technology, media, and broader telecommunications sectors. When I first had the pleasure and privilege of meeting Mr. Sawiris and his family over a decade ago, we often spoke together of the responsibility and the power of modern mass communications in advancing human freedom and dignity against the forces of ignorance, bigotry, hate, and repression. I observed as over the years he established and later spun off OWN TV and acquired a majority stake in Euronews, the most widely watched news channel in Europe. Business leaders of engineer Sawiris' stature stand constantly in demand by other powerful global companies. So among many other international business relationships, he serves as the advisory board chair for La Mancha Holding, an international gold mining investor, and chair of Gemini Global Development, a company undertaking high-end real estate developments in prime locations around the world. He also has held key positions on the International Advisory Committee to the New York Stock Exchange Board of Directors, the National Bank of Kuwait's International Advisory Board, and the London Stock Exchange Africa Advisory Group. Though running global business interests in multiple disciplines, Mr. Sawiris has carried on his family's tradition of unsung, quiet, voluntary service to others. He somehow makes the time to lend his energy and acumen to international and regional boards of advisors, committees, and councils of not-for-profit public service institutions. Besides serving as a founding member of AUC's Presidential Global Advisory Council, he also serves pro bono publica as a trustee of Nile University, l'Université Française d'Égypte, and the Arab Thought Foundation. It is not in the Sawiris family tradition to boast, but those who know Egypt well know and admire their commitment to private voluntary public service. Joining AUC and recognizing Naguib Sawiris' humanitarian service are the many international institutions which have awarded him honorary degrees, industry awards, and civic honors. I'll mention just a few: the Légion d'honneur of France, the rank of commander in the Order of the Star of Italian Solidarity, and the Sitara al-Qaid al-Azam Award in Pakistan. So although we're unable to claim Naguib Sawiris as an alumnus, as we wish we could, he is the product of what you have received: a wide-ranging, high-quality international education. He holds a master's degree in technical administration and a diploma in mechanical engineering from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich, and a diploma from the German Evangelical School in Egypt. Finally, I'm very pleased to announce Engineer Sawiris' latest contribution to the vitality and the global appeal of El Qahira, Cairo, Dunya, the city victorious, home to AUC, and home to most of us here this afternoon. We're deeply grateful that Naguib Sawiris and AUC have recently established a new partnership to revitalize our original downtown campus as a center for the arts and culture. Our shared vision is to open the campus to a discriminating local and international public and to exploit it as an engine of excellence in our education in the arts. We will have more news about this visionary project as we approach its formal opening at AUC Centennial exactly 1 year from now. It's a special privilege to have you with us here today, Engineer Naguib Sawiris. You came in last night on an airplane from across the seas, and we're holding up another airplane for you to get on. So we look forward to your remarks with us right now, and we thank you for coming. We recognize that we'll have to let you go right after your remarks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Ricardoni, for the very nice words. I don't know if I deserve all that, but thank you very much. I'm very honored to be here today. It always boosts my morale when I see these young youth coming up. I always have more faith in you than our generation. So we're really depending on you to lead this country into something better than it is today, which is not very difficult, knowing where we are today, you know. I have some good news for you that I think you should know. I think you're graduating in the right time. So I think the economy in Egypt is right now on in verge for a very strong start. It's starting actually now. So that should be good news for you, that you all will most probably find good jobs. I also have, besides I would say some advice I'm going to give you, I would tell you that I'm really, I do hope that you all would consider Orascom as a first choice, you know. Because we are very grateful to AUC because most of our working force has actually come from this university and they have contributed to our success. And that's why I always feel indebted to the AUC, and I'm really glad that they have such leadership now. I have known Ambassador Ricardoni when he was an ambassador, and he has always had a soft spot for Egypt. You know, he speaks Arabic, and I'm very glad that he accepted that position, and I think you will see some good positive change, you know. Turning the center downtown into a culture center, the idea was, okay, what do you do with a beautiful building like that? The idea is to restore it. When we were kids, we used to go to the cinema in Ewart Hall. We used to have a jazz band playing every week. It used to be the place to go where culture, art was promoted, and that's really the intention that we have, you know. Besides that, you know, I'm here really to give you some advice, you know. So the first thing I want to tell you, don't just take any job. So don't take a job that you don't like because they're giving you a good salary. Take a job that you love. Take the job that you feel. I remember when I used to rush every morning at 6:30 or 7 to go to my office, my wife would tell me, why are you rushing so much? Do you have an appointment? I used to say, no, I'm just excited to go to work. So don't take a job where you're not excited to go to, okay? The same thing applies that if you're at this job for a couple of years and you don't feel you're advancing, and advancing is not just a promotion. It's not like getting a promotion from a worker to a director, but you're not advancing in your knowledge, the experience you're gaining. So if you're stuck somewhere and you feel you're not gaining any experience, you're not moving forward, don't hesitate. Take the bold step. Of course, me, I'm an advocate of free entrepreneurship. I always encourage and look very high up to every single person who decides to leave a steady job and ventures into the private sector or starting his own business, because that takes a lot of guts, but brings all with it a lot of reward. Because when you have your own business, you're a free person, you do what you want, you start to innovate for your own benefit, you know. Ambitions and greed are not always something bad, you know. So it's like wanting to do best for yourself is something good, especially when you do, because I always believe when you do best for yourself, you're going to do best for your country too. I mean, the country has to put the interest of every one of you and its interest in the same line. Then we move the country once we move ourselves too. The second advice is you have to build a reputation. So don't count on the fact that you're coming from good parents that really had brought you here today. And I love the minute you greeted your parents, because we don't all know what they have to suffer and how much they do for you until you become a parent yourself, you know. So acknowledge that, and acknowledge that you need to produce. So you need to create your own reputation. Like if you work in an establishment, people should look at you and say, this is the guy that comes first in the morning and leaves last at night. This is the guy, the most hardworking guy. This is the most accomplishing guy. So to do that, you need to feel that you're not working for someone, but you're working for yourself, and you need to promote, and by giving to the place you work in, you actually help yourself. The third advice is a simple one, and it's written in all religious books. Honesty pays. Be fair. Don't do to others what they don't want them to do to you, you know. Be also true to your principles. So don't cut corners or accept to do things that don't go with your conscience. It will come back to haunt you. Even if your boss or someone else is asking you to do something, if you think it's wrong, just don't do it. Take your faith in your hand and take the consequences. God will be on your side. The fifth advice, because I mentioned God, is trust God, you know, trust Him and believe in Him. He's always going to be on your side. And he has a very simple rule that I have taken into my life, and it came up to be completely helpful, is if you believe in Him, He'll believe in you, and He'll give you whatever you want, you know. But you need to believe, and true believe, and not just think this is a blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think I'm out of advices. Okay, but you know, but people is telling me, okay, then what's the secret of success? I'll tell you, the secret of success is first, one rule that don't accept no for an answer. So whenever someone tells you it's not possible, don't just trust what he says. Try yourself, make sure there is always a way. Where there is a will, there is a way. So be hard-headed. Don't stop at the first obstacle. Be innovative, because when you will see that in your life, people will put obstacles in your way because they're either stupid or jealous or bad or mean. So how to overcome them is all up to you. It's just don't accept a no. Don't let anything stop in your way. Say, no, I'm going to do it, and find your way, and there is always a way at the end. Second is, if you think you're smart and intelligent, I have news to you. I learned the hard way. You know, it's not enough. Intelligence without hard work will never get you. To be short-sighted will get you a few miles, but will not get you to the end of the road. So hard work is a must, and it's all up to you. As I said, honesty and reputation you make, and I think also doing good in your life, because it comes back to help you, know. I hope I didn't bore you. I think you're really lucky. This is a very good time for Egypt right now. I wouldn't, you know me, I would not say that if I didn't believe it. You know, I think this is the economy being so in the right shape right now and going in the right direction is practically actually the only good news we have right now. So I'll end on that honest note. And I want to say again, I'm very grateful to be the speaker here, and I wish you all the great of luck, and you need to know that you have a big responsibility. This is the most beautiful country in the world, and it needs you. Thank you.